What a week around here. Tonight, longtime King 5 reporter Glenn Farley will sign off for a final time. Glenn retiring after more than 35 years reporting the news in our region.
Glenn has given us a front row seat to some of the biggest stories in the Northwest, across the country, and around the world.
The 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens was a disaster.
If you've watched our broadcast for a long time, or even a few short months,
we waste 47 million gallons of gasoline.
You've seen Glenn Farley's reporting. For more than 3 decades, Glenn has covered the major headlines in every corner of Washington.
Here on the west side of the state, in Moses Lake, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
And across the globe.
This is the big coming out party for the Russian aerospace industry.
And the moments in history that changed our lives forever.
That's where the landslide debris came from.
36 years ago, King 5 hired Glenn to report on something he's loved all his life: aviation. Glenn grew up on the approach for Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, watching planes take off and land.
It was wrong, and we all know that.
He's been the expert for major stories in the industry, from the launch of Boeing's most high-tech airliners to the unfortunate and devastating crashes.
But what we don't know is how this night started out.
Considered criticisms of the FAA.
And the unprecedented grounding of the 737 MAX.
But did she get answers enough from Boeing today?
He even broke a world record, flying across the globe in a 777.
Here in the cockpit, everything that the pilots do is critical to making the world record.
So what do you need in your own home disaster preparedness kit?
When he's not in the sky, Glenn's kept your family safe, making sure you're prepared for the next natural disaster.
This was the site of Washington's last major earthquake.
He was here when the 2001 Nisqually earthquake shook Seattle.
The massive air assault has begun in earnest now, shock and awe.
In 2003, it was war that took Glenn on his next assignment.
But it can be used as a platform to mount attacks on U.S. troops.
Glenn and his decades-long photojournalist partner, Dave Wyke, were embedded with the 555th Engineer Brigade, or Triple Nickel, based at JBLM. Glenn and Dave spent a month reporting each day from Iraq, telling the stories of Washington soldiers and the uncertainty they faced during this new war.
So that is the south opening here.
And while his adventure at King 5 is wrapping up after more than 3 decades,
And for me, too, there's a connection with this airplane.
we know there will be plenty more adventures ahead.
Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
What a legend, what an institution. I posted the fact that he's leaving. We had a great retirement party last night.
Awesome. Yeah.
And one of our viewers actually said, it's like when Ken Griffey Jr. came up to bat, I'd always watch.
Oh,
But that's like the biggest compliment, right?
it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
'cause, his reports
You stop and you watch.
They're interesting. They're informative. They're understandable.
Important.
Important. He's knowledgeable about what he's talking about. I mean, he's the go-to guy around here for any of those stories.
True definition of public service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes, he's responsible for the King 5 earthquake kit. We have a whole room now. We're prepared for the worst just because of Glenn. He's tried to help so many of you at home get your earthquake kits ready. So
That was the thing that came out of our thing yesterday. We were talking about it. One of the things, we have a kit like that here at the station.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a boat.
it's a life raft.
There's
It's a
even a
life
boat.
raft because we're in the
There's a
tsunami inundation zone, as it turns out.
Just a man full of so much knowledge
Yeah.
and wisdom, and
We'll miss him a lot.
it's tough to have someone
We will
like
miss
that leaving our newsroom. But happy for him, though. He gets to finally retire.
Grandpa finally gets to go.
Spend time with his family, and he promised to come back and visit, which is very important. So he
Looking
needs
forward to it.
never know when he might pop up after all. So he's taking the keys to some of the rooms around here with him, I think. So
There you go.